Okay, now we go to the third and final stage. I do wonder if they made this map first and thought they were gonna have as many stages as there were dots, and then, you know, got to making the game and then realized, oh shit, there's like no memory on a Game Boy cartridge. We can't have that many stages. Also, words there say clinic, so we are outside of some kind of hospital or the like. Dang it. Really hoping that would be the end of him, but still going with that. Definitely will be happy when we are done with this one. Of course, I'll be amazingly happy when we actually get to the, River City Ransom remake on the Game Boy Advance. I'm pretty sure that's, River City Ransom EX. And, yeah, that is just a fantastic remake of the original NES game. Of course, there are loads of games left on the, Game Boy Advance that I'm still looking forward to. But it also has the most games overall of the quartet of consoles that I focus on, so it also has the most crap to get through in order to get to those good games. Nope, that just says Ron, actually. R-A-N, R-A-N. Nope, I have not played Double Dragon Advance yet. And I didn't think that, River City Ransom EX was awful. I thought it was pretty good for a Game Boy Advance remake. Yeah, that's pretty fine, unless I lose a whole lot more health, I'm okay with that. Since we do get, health refills at the end of each segment. Also, the whole lack of, like, stat upgrades and such sort like that are found in River City Ransom, and even to a certain extent in most of the Double Dragon games, those have an advantage. Oh, hi, Sumo Guy. Those give an advantage to those games that this one is totally lacking. The ability to have the difficulty scale to any level. We've been fighting the same exact goons, Sumo Guy notwithstanding, all throughout the entire game. So, the first stage has basically been exactly as hard as this, last stage. Which kind of, is not good when you're playing a video game. You want a difficulty curve, where the first stage is easier than the last stage, and has, you know, enemies that are easier, and preferably the player character would be stronger, maybe have new moves, new weapons, something that is making a difference, rather than more of the same repetitive garbage. Like if I had a jump ability by now, or like a jump kick. Something that I could use to actually gain a little bit of a range advantage over my enemies, rather than having to abuse the Y-axis, walk in and get a cheap hit in. That would be really frickin' nice. Also, yeah, the score has done absolutely nothing. I've never gotten an extra life or anything, so, yeah. Good to know that the points are pointless. Pretty sure the hearts are my extra lives, since I've had 2 since the very beginning, and that has not changed. I thought initially, like the first time I saw them, maybe it's like the first Double Dragon on the NES, where as you sort of quote-unquote level up, you have hearts to indicate that, and you gain new abilities as you have more hearts, but then I realized, no, wait, why would it show 2 hearts from the very beginning, and then, you know, as I didn't gain any new skills or anything like that, and they never changed, I realized, yeah, they're just my extra lives. So yeah, just kind of disappointing in all of the ways. I mean, it has good sprite animation and pretty good music. That's about all that can be said for this. Oh jeez. Hey, sweet. Oh well. Again, not really gonna worry overly much about all the damage, just things I can mostly avoid. Still have not figured out the exact correct distance to actually land the uppercut all the time. Alright, let's go. Let's bring in the goons on the elevator. Well, that's a thing we haven't seen very often, so that's kind of nice. Okay, goons on the elevator. Yeah, they're just, presumably we are on the bottom floor, so the elevator is sitting there. They're just, standing there waiting for me to be in the exact right position, so one guy is just hitting the door close button every couple seconds to make sure that the elevator doors don't open up just quite yet. I have no idea how they would, oh, okay. Never mind what I said. But there was a goon in here anyway, so... Alright, so, now we got more Punishers here with knives and guns. Wow, and roundhouse kicks. Would be nice if I could do a roundhouse kick. But instead all I get is spinning uppercut. And the good old stomach stomp. Nope, not having any of that. Okay, was just checking everything out, and everything was checking out fine on my end, so no idea what caused that. Eh? Anyways, carrying on. Bit of a stream okay, what the hell? Seem to be having stream issues, and did it drop, like, very briefly for anybody? It should be okay, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, let's actually take out the guy with the gun first. If we can manage that. Yeah, definitely having stream issues, but should be good on the local recording, I'm pretty sure, so I'm going to sort of soldier on, issues or no. Alright, and we face another guy with a gun in the elevator. There we go. Okay. Suddenly much more action-y music. Oh, it's you again. Hi there. So I guess we're gonna get a bit of a boss rush. Not quite what I expected, but sure, why not? Also, how the hell did I do that? Also, do they... I know we are sort of street fighting here, especially since we're facing so many Street Fighter characters, but, do they allow spinning uppercuts like, so, in boxing? Granted, I wouldn't imagine many people would want to try to pull it off, since I don't think there's really much purpose to it, outside of looking flashy. And again, the range is a major factor here. I can't get close enough to really do any damage. So as soon as I'm close enough, he already has a much longer range than I do. Is that, Yep, Foul posted a character from... do believe that is, what was it called again? That boxing anime we watched. Oh, wow. Yep, Hajime no Ippo. Thank you. Yeah, Jesus, this is terrible. Well, actually, that's a thing we can do. Not that it'll work overly much, but still. I love how I go flying before the attack even lands. Okay, finally! Alright, now we move on a little bit, and do we get another boss? No, yes we do. keep this new strategy up of not letting them stand up. Because I think this is a winning strategy. Can't believe I did not realize this, like, a half hour ago. This is absolutely our winning strategy. Break the game! Hoorah! Takes a little bit of save stating to get into the timing, but yeah. Fan-frickin-tastic. This is amazing. So somehow I do seem to be... How am I jumping? Oh, okay, never mind, that's just the, yeah, it's the stomach stomp. And it even works on Sumo Guy. Takes even more precise timing, but it works! And I am suddenly reminded of the first Sidlexia Super NES Championship. Round 2 was Street Fighter. We had to play as Ken. And it was basic, you know, normal fights. Just the 4 boss characters at the end. Balrog, Vega, Sagat, and M. Bison. Except, we had to finish every fight with a Shoryuken. Every single fight had to be finished with a Shoryuken. Which made it challenging. And really fun as a challenge overall. I'm terrible at fighting games, so I only made it to Sagat, but oh well. It sounds like your average Kunio-Kun dialogue, yeah. Now then. Whoa, now. I don't know if we're gonna be able to cheese this boss. I think his cheese is, outranking my cheese. Good lord, these moves. Yeah, take that! Haha! You can still win the normal way with a lot of save stating. Wow, he can even block. Seriously, this guy has the moveset that I really wish we had! Like, if we had his moveset, I wouldn't have been complaining throughout the entire game. Okay, so the stomach stomp is very risky, since they will be able to get up before you can really move away. It's not really good that he can block my uppercuts. Again, I really wish I could block! That would be frickin' nice. Yeah, no idea actually if player 2 has the same moveset or not. I would assume so, but hard to say. And well, impossible to say with emulators, because GBA or GB netplay is not really a thing that works. You'd think it'd be really simple, like NES netplay is basically perfected, but Game Boy netplay just can't do it. Come on already. I mean, there's final boss health, and then there's... Oh, thank you! Good timing. Well, I guess they didn't really try very hard on getting the credits properly translated, but I guess that's okay. Also, that was a really lackluster ending for all that frickin' nonsense. Really not worth it, but, well, we get to see Double Dragon 2. And I think I will make that a separate video. I'm just going to upload them both on the same day, though. Okay, let's make this go a little bit faster. Okay, and presumably, Elab means the end. I wonder what that originally said in Japanese, and I could get rid of the patch file and play through it in Japanese, but there is no way in hell that I am going to do that. So yeah, this has been Nekketsu Kunio-Kun, and let's go here for the Nekketsu High Hot-Blooded Kunio-Kun's final battle. This has not been worth it. I would not recommend this. Go play River City Ransom. Go play any of the dozens of other Kunio-Kun games. Super Dodgeball Advance, Nintendo World Cup, Crash and the Boys Street Challenge. And those are even just the ones that made it over here. There is still dozens more that were only released in Japan that are equally freaking awesome. This is a miserable pile of fail. No, we're done here. Let's go check out some Double Dragon 2 and admire the reskinning. Okay, so yeah, normally, if this actually had been its own separate game, and not just a literal reskin of what we just played, you know, I would have gone through this entirely. Huh. And yeah, it's, completely reskinned. Nothing of the original Nekketsu Kunio-Kun has made it through here. The terrible controls are still here, though. The, oh, it's not a spinning uppercut. That's kind of a shame. Oh well. Looks like everything else is goddamn identical, though. Which is to say, really not good. Can we still do? Come on, come on, come on. Yes! We can still do the stomach stomp. So yeah, again, I am not going to play through even to the end of stage 1 here. This is just a very brief look, since this is the exact same game, just reskinned and no longer Kunio-Kun, but now instead Double Dragon. And yeah, I would say that they did a good job with the reskin. If I hadn't played these two games right in a row, if I hadn't been told that this was a literal reskin of the other one, I would not have known. I would have just blindly played this, and I may have suspected, I may have, you know, looked it up and realized, but yeah. Definitely a good enough reskin that it is hard to tell it is actually a reskin. Which, that's really what you aim for when you reskin a game like this for release in other markets, I suppose it would be. Would like to get at least to the first segment boss here. Although I don't remember if it was the boxer up first or if it was just a bigger goon. I think the boxer was a bit later on. I think it was the Frank Castle guy. Yeah, there's another pair of goons. The punching actually does feel faster in this. I don't know if it actually is, but it does feel just a bit faster. Okay, let's get our big boss goon. Yeah, it is a boxer, and yeah, it's very much a Double Dragon style looking boxer. So really, great job all around with the reskin here. And I am still having the exact same problems with getting in close enough to actually do any attacks. Now let's see if we can manage... Yes! And the same cheesing method also still works. Okay, the same cheesing method actually has much tougher timing in this version. That's interesting. Tougher timing, but definitely still possible. Come on, I just want to defeat... Thank you! This one guy. Okay, and he goes down into the subway, and the game continues, but I do not continue to play it. Yeah, this has been Double Dragon 2, and similar to the game we just finished, I would not really honestly recommend this one, since again, there are games in this series which are far better. And yeah, this has absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with the NES game, Double Dragon 2 The Revenge, which I would really recommend playing over this one. This is... yeah. Pretty much either of the first two NES games, or a lot of the other ones, would be recommended over this one. But, yeah, that will be all for this, and, rather hoping that the other Double Dragons are, you know, actually Double Dragon games and not just reskinned Kunio-Kun games as we get to them eventually. I suppose we will find out at some point. Who knows how much later on in the future.